Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
Marilyn Monroe once said, wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person that you are. A careful reflection of these words and the trendy happenings in today's world will drive the conversation for today's episode. Good morning and welcome to Ways Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? We're thrilled to start the day with you, our valued viewers. On this vibrant platform, we tackle the conversations that actually matter most. And my name is Oluchi Omenka. I'll be your anchor for today, and I'm excited to share the stage with my talented co-anchor, God's Beauty Israel. Let's get started. Hi, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm gorgeous. I'm beautiful. I am everything.
You're
big.
gorgeous.
Yes. Big, smart, everything. Just all together.
This is
How are
giving
you?
main character syndrome.
Amen.
Are you about to act in a movie soon? You're the main character then.
As a script writer, why not? I try as much as possible to be the protagonist. You get me?
I like that.
It's important.
But have you ever seen yourself in a movie before? Like actually going into acting?
Into acting. So it used to be like a childhood
Dream.
Yeah, I think most of us actually has that. Those of us that were called
The talkative,
exactly,
the busybodies.
anywhere. There's this word that they call it. Was it mazaqueen or something?
Yeah.
Something exactly. I used to be called that. So yeah, I think it's something that I remember when I left secondary school, and there was this my senior that actually traveled to Asaba. You know, at that time Asaba was raining, but that's where like the Nollywood stars are. And I was telling my mom that, oh, Mama, see, this guy has gone there. I can speak to him. Can go there. This man looked at me and said, "My sister, that's not the line
you're going to."
But I mean, it might just be something that
will happen later in
in
life.
future. Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. Somebody inspired me recently. I saw that she just took. I've been seeing some celebrities lately, people in the media space that, still are looking for ways to expand themselves. And some of them are taking lead roles, and I feel like, oh, that's quite interesting.
Right.
People are still living their dreams. So before we go on to our newspaper and stuff, I decided to bring something light today. It's a riddle. I'd like to
God the
touch
Father,
your brains. But
Son,
you
and
say
the
you're
Holy
feeling
Spirit.
absolute
Amen.
great, all of that. Let us see if that's real
But yeah,
now.
now, I
So this
think I'm
riddle goes
50%, okay.
thus. It says, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
The more you take, the more
You
you
leave
leave
behind.
behind. Footsteps.
This gets too smart.
That's what I wanted to tell you. That when it comes to riddles, I'm 50%
Oh my
good.
God.
I'm so sorry,
No, I did
but
not
yeah.
expect you to get that. I'm paid. My ego is bruised.
You guys.
No. 1-0 on this one. 1-0.
Amen.
All right. As we start the day, I would love to take a moment to reflect on the significant events that has shaped our world. Today, we're highlighting two fascinating milestones which will be displayed shortly. So let's go on this short break, and then we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, viewers. Now, what are your thoughts on these historical milestones? I'd love to hear your insight and perspectives. Remember, you're the main ingredient in today's conversation. Love to hear your thoughts as well. Our phone lines are open. Please call us on 07025007749 or 07014242420. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, head on now to the official Upgrade TV. Click the subscribe button, like, share the link, tune in to channel 145 on your Go TV, and do not miss this. Let's go straight into the newspaper for today. We have the New York Times, the Punch, and the Nigerian Tribune. Let's head on to the New York Times.
All right, straight into the New York Times newspaper. Top section, we have the front line in resist to Trump coalesces in federal capital. We have next to that, mourning the multitude of the dead. Middle section, angry callers tie up phones at the Capitol. Stunned federal workers speak out on purge. Trump meme coin is a bonanza for a few, but a loser for the most. Then beneath that, we have United States teachers crew a daisy in Russian precincts. Last, founding president of Namibia led fight against South Africa. So the one that I want to speak on is the first, and that's like the major headline on the newspaper, which says resist Trump coalesces in federal capital. So in details, a group of legal professionals, including state attorney generals, are uniting in federal courts to push back against Trump. Their legal challenges focus on, one, whether his actions violated the United States Constitution, two, how much power a president should have without checks and balance. Then lastly, possible consequences for Trump's future political ambition, like running for office again, which is actually very possible, even though I think it's actually against the Constitution, given that he has actually run before. That's like, I mean, if he stays here for 4 years, that's 8 years, and I don't see a reason why he should be.
But now, it's not 8 years, 10
that's
years that everyone
yeah, of course. But remember in Nigeria where they said they wanted to adjust the, anything can happen. And before now I was having a conversation with you, and I said I like the fact that, the legal professionals are actually big on this one, because you see that, I mean, even though they don't want to tell us, I feel like the power rests more in the executive arm than even the judiciary or the legislative. Let me tell you why. Now, the executive have the power to take out people that he can put in his own people from the judiciary now. Sorry, from the legislative, right? He has the power to, yes, the National Assembly, if he feels like, oh, these people that he's working with doesn't like them or anything, he can, he can decide to remove them and put in his own people. That's the power that the Constitution has given him. So it just shows that, imagine you put your own people there. The same Constitution gives grants to the legislative to, take him down. That's, if the president is not doing his job, they can just decide to put in someone else. And impeach him, right? But in situations where he already put his people, who is going to do the impeachment?
True.
Exactly. So somehow I feel like the executive have more power than even the other arms of the government. So honestly speaking, the fact that, the professionals, now it's not basically on Trump now, because we've seen all the things, all the policies, everything, immigration, so many things that he has done. So I love the fact that they took their time and said, okay, truly, yeah, the presidents have like more power than even other arms. So now they want to put it into consideration, check what the Constitution is saying, and see how they can limit it. Again, it's not just for Trump, but for other presidents coming, because somebody can come tomorrow and put in a law that you have to start thinking about it.
True.
And you know that there's no law that actually goes on seat without the legislative body actually applying to it. Two-thirds majority has to accept it. But again, the same Constitution that actually allows, two-thirds majority to accept, when you're already putting your people who will not accept whatever that is coming from you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a very dicey one, and honestly, it is not even in the United States. Even here in Nigeria, it is a problem. Every time we've had presidents that are not doing their jobs. I'm so sorry, but we have presidents that are somehow lacking in certain areas, right? And it is the legislative work to ensure that these people are brought to book. The judiciary is to, of course, bring in the, just follow through what the Constitution says and penalize these persons. But nothing of such is happening. Why? Because the same president has the power to put in his own people. So if he puts in his own people, who will impeach him? Exactly. So now that they have come together to now work on this, honestly, I think that's like for the good of America.
And honestly, democracy, even in developed countries, is still not as it ought to be. Everything because I believe that strong democracy, just as you've highlighted, is when there are checks and balances across these three structures. The judiciary are able to implement the law. The executive are also given the power to govern freely, because imagine if it was the other way around and then the executive are stifled by the rules of the judiciary, governance will still have that, you know, tension
impact
there.
But
let's see how it goes. Very interesting initiative. Let's head on to the Punch newspaper. I have some very interesting stories here. The major headline reads 2027, into the future. Obasanjo, Atiku and others meeting, no threat, says APC. Ruling party unfazed as LP NNPP divided over possible Atiku-Obasanjo's collaboration ahead of next election. All right, it says why Rivers withdrew Supreme Court appeal against pro-Wike lawmakers, says Fubara. Uber driver killed, body dumped on Lagos Road. Edo Tribunal. Okpebolo closes defense as lone witness admits over voting. And above the major headline, it says varsity admission, JAMB sets 320 UTME benchmark for under 16 candidates. Court adjourns indefinitely as Kano demands case transfer to Southeast. 800 surrendered Boko Haram militant undergoing de-radicalization, says DHQ. And the last story says hospitals groan over debt as federal government 50% pass subsidy delays. A number of things here can actually make me start ranting, but I'm just going to pick one. I'll leave this major headline for some time. Let me leave it for later this week or probably next week, because there are a lot of things happening with the whole Obasanjo and Atiku. I've seen a collaboration that is like rumor, but let's leave that one. Now let's go to the education sector. It says JAMB set 320 UTME benchmark for under 16 candidates. And I feel like it's just like we're playing. Because honestly, how do they come up with certain policies? Because policies are supposed to be done or, you know, implemented or even written out based on certain research. It's not just a political thing or somebody just feels like, oh, I don't want any more comments about this. Let me now set this policy. Because before we saw that there was a under 16 benchmark, the 18. It was back and forth. Should young teenagers get into when they're 18 or when they're 16? Now you're not putting a benchmark of 320. Let's ask this question. Let's say those people now actually pass that benchmark. Would that now be, you know, a reason or a form of testing their intelligence? I've said it many times that the Nigerian education system, I know that the whole essence, I know I'm going back and forth, but a lot of things are on my head right now. The essence of even putting that benchmark, right, is because you want to ensure emotional maturity for young teenagers that are entering into the university. 320 is only going to be testing brilliance and their cognition. Nothing about emotional maturity is going to enter there. So why make that a benchmark? If your intention from the onset is to ensure that people entering the university are emotionally mature in that sense, you're not putting a benchmark of 320 over 400. That's just brilliance, and anybody can be brilliant with study. Right? Cognition can be developed, and it has nothing to do with emotional maturity. So you can even have people who pass this benchmark, get into the university, and whatever you were trying to avoid will not be avoided because they are not emotionally mature. I feel like most policies or structures should be focused on other aspects of development in children, not just cognitive. Our testing, our exams, the way things are even done here needs to be readjusted. That's what policies should be on, not in just having one frivolous, you know, policy makeup. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I feel like they just come up one day to say, okay, the benchmark is 320. That's even unfair. Did you get 320 when you were writing? That's so unfair. But let's leave that one. I was looking at it, and I think that the education system needs to start focusing on what is important. This benchmark is not always important. We want to ensure emotional maturity. It's not in cognition. It's not just in JAMB and WAEC, theory and OBJs. There are other tests and performance tests that can be done to ensure that people are emotionally mature. And that's my own 2 cents on this. I already lost my breath. What do you have to say?
Honestly speaking, I feel like, I mean, this is something that we've been having conversations about. And you know the interesting part, for every time we also hear that, so budget has been drawn for the education and all of this thing, back of my head, I'm like, okay, what are you using the money for? Do you get what I'm saying? So I think we even need to start from who exactly is the Minister of Education? What exactly is the person ministering? Do you get what I'm saying? So, honestly, we need once you have the right persons on board, right? it will be easy to get the job done. But every time, we always have people that, you know, they are too busy to understand these things. Do you get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the only thing they understand more is money. And that's why you hear, oh, a budget has been drawn, so billion. Which one are they use them to? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of things really needs to be worked on for real.
And my last word is that policy should be based on research and not just trying to fix something that is already unstable in the system. And that's all we have for the papers this morning. Of course, we have the Tribune, but we do not have much time to go through that because our hot topic is really hot topicing. It's really, really hot topicing. All right, let's quickly go through the Nigerian Tribune. I feel like we should. So let me read the headline stories here. Atiku Tambuwal, others visit to Obasanjo sparks fresh debate. Atiku says here, I wasn't at Obasanjo's house because of 2027. And Obasanjo says, I won't talk about 2027. So eventually, this story I'm trying to avoid is coming Nigerian at me again. Above that says, power outage. What federal government, UCH, IBEDC resolved to do. Student protest as minister visit. Over that, we see Are Olaiton's column discuss returns. Beneath that, Supreme Court reserves judgment in 4 appeals on Rivers political crisis. Relocate NLNG plant to Niger Delta. Pandev tells federal government. NDLEA declares 4 members of Barry Shine drug cartel wanted over cocaine shipment to Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Alaafin Oba Wade set up 97-member coronation committee. Nnamdi Kanu challenges justice in Yako's jurisdiction to try him. And the last story says NRC APM terminals will launch Lagos-Ibadan cargo train move 35 containers. Okay, so eventually, as God will have it, let's talk about this whole Obasanjo and Atiku supposed rumor-based collaboration. And people are saying, I don't know the full story about it. That's why I'm trying not to, you know, be too, what's the word now, very authoritative in my responses. But if there's a collaboration of a sort that is imminent in 2027, I don't know about Atiku, but Obasanjo or Obasanjo, OBJ, right? I think he was someone that, based on some remarks I saw and some things I've heard, I think he did okay in that sense. And we've not heard, unlike other presidents, that we can see the lot of backlash and a lot of things that went wrong. But with OBJ, his regime actually went well. But I'm wondering if this collaboration is true. Do you think it can actually happen?
I mean, why not? But you know what is very interesting is the fact that this Oga that is on sea just started. People are more like, I mean, you're talking about 2027. Like,
from the day he entered, people are already looking at 2027. God. That's Nigerians. We don't focus on now to get what is happening now better, but that's all it is. That's politics for you. Back to our hot topic. Our hot topic today is on love and body positivity. If you remember my quote earlier before I started by Marilyn Monroe, today we want to discuss what, body positivity and love actually mean in today's modern society. So we'll take the short break. When we return, we're heading straight to the hot topic for today. Stay with us. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for sticking with us. Today's hot topic has to really focus on what's trending in our society today, and we're going to be discussing love and body positivity. In today's world, conversation around body image, self-confidence, and beauty standards are more relevant than ever. With the rise of social media, people are constantly exposed to different versions of what beauty looks like, often leading to personal reflection on self-acceptance and self-improvement. Recently, Aloma Isaac Jr., popularly known as Zik Saloma, a well-loved skit maker and influencer, made headlines after undergoing a cosmetic procedure to reshape his nose. His decision sparked discussions not just about personal choices, but about broader themes like self-love, societal beauty expectations, and the evolving definition of body positivity.
Rhinoplasty. I went to take my cast off. Yes, the plasters on my face. Have it at the back of your mind that this is just 5 days after my surgery, so I am still swollen. This is not the final result. So I will show you my present day results at the end of the video. So you see the 5-day result and you see my present day result. So this is my doctor. He started cleaning my nostrils. I think he was checking if there's nasal packing in my nose. Yes, there's nasal packing in my nose. So this is what he brought out. Guys, it wasn't painful, but it was really uncomfortable. So all those stuff was stuffed in my nose to control bleeding after the surgery. So look at him cleaning my inside. This thing was very uncomfortable. You see, I was drawing back. It was not painful, but just imagine when they put something inside your nose. So he started taking out the cast. Yes, he started taking out the cast. I was videoing myself, so you can see my face is swollen. I love the look at my side profile. It's already coming out very well, but it's still swollen. It will look more normal. So you guys should calm down. Yes, I know some of you pray it looks bad, but God pass man. So.
All right, welcome back. Now, this raises an important question based on what I was saying before. What does body positivity truly mean today? Is it about embracing yourself exactly as you are, or does it also include the freedom to make changes that align with your personal happiness? And can the desire for self-improvement and body modification coexist with self-love? And as we dive into this conversation, we explore the impact of social standards, the power of personal choice, and the fine line between self-confidence and external validation. Let's unpack what it really means to love oneself in a world where beauty ideals are constantly shifting. This is a very interesting one, right? God's beauty.
Yes, it is.
Very, very interesting one. And let's even go away from the backlash that this popular influencer is currently undergoing.
Right.
I say it all the time. That you see that X space and social media. It's not your best friend when you are trying to do something that is outside societal norm. They will come for you. I feel like even when people know what is ideal, how to speak and how not to speak, they will still speak. People will still talk. People will still comment. People will still use harsh words. People will still be violent. The power of social media is one that is going to take forever to really deal with. Honestly, that's my own point about this. But let's talk about this topic. Do you think that someone can fully love themselves without wanting to change something about their body? Let me ask you, have you ever in your life, maybe growing up as a teenager during puberty stage, and you felt like there was something about your body that needed to be changed, and you wish that if you had changed it, you probably love yourself better?
No.
Should I start with mine?
Tell me yours.
I think I actually wanted to change something about my body growing up.
What was
So
that?
I was in secondary school, I used to be so lanky.
Okay.
You know, there's lanky and there's slim. So when someone is slim, there are 3 words they will use. You are thin, there's slim, there's lanky, there's kelenge. If you know the different dynamics to it, bankere, everything. I was all that combined in secondary school. And then people in my, this is taking me back memory lane. And people in my secondary school, we had plump girls that were thick with the curves and all. And I was looking like boom. My pinafore uniform didn't used to fit me properly. Though I had a pretty face and long hair, I'm not gonna deny that.
Okay.
So, and long hair. So people be like, oh, Precious, I love your hair and all, but my body was just there. You know, my mom will always make me feel like, Precious, you are too thin. The clothes need to fit you well and all of that. So one thing I wanted to really change about myself growing up, especially when I hit puberty age, you know, that early preteen, 13, 14, was I wanted to look a bit thick. I wanted to have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
I get what you mean.
And again, something else I wanted to change was my dentition. And it was because of a particular auntie. She always say, look at your teeth. Your teeth is like this. We'll come to that one later. We'll come to that, honestly. She said, why is your...
Wow.
I'm like, now I'm looking at the teeth. There was really nothing wrong with this
Exactly.
teeth. But if you check my lower dentition, it has this unique
That is the
arrangement. It has this unique arrangement from the Lord himself. So I'm like, so my dentition and how I looked physically were things I wanted to change. I felt like if I changed it a bit, I'll look probably more appealing to guys. Now, let me tell you why.
Tell me.
It's because I wanted to look more appealing to the boys and my crushes in secondary school. And this is the people that they were usually endeared towards were people that had this fine figure, clear skin, and all of that. So I felt like, oh, maybe I can have some prospects if I fit into the standard.
Yeah.
So growing up, I'm not even going to come and act like we've never felt like wanted to change something about our body. Something like that happened to me. So tell me your own experience. Don't come and form for me
No,
here.
I'm
Don't
actually
form
not
for
forming.
me here.
I don't know, but if not for the grace of God, I don't have any, there's no body part that I would say, oh, I don't like or whatever. To be honest, none. I think I'm just perfect. I like the way I am. Okay, I would literally just say that I haven't been insulted about these things, right? But I've somehow just said that's normal.
Nobody insulted your nose. Nobody said, because you see, this your nose, safe, eh? They didn't call you no science school.
No, Sako. It's the man that
or
knows.
Edward.
To be honest, I just did not fall into that category. I don't think I've been body shamed or anything. The only thing I've heard is, oh, God speak to you, you're fat, which is like normal. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, baby, I've been like this for how many
This one
years
had
now?
self-esteem from the womb.
I'm so sorry, but do you get what I'm
womb.
saying? But I wanted to make mention of the fact that the only part like that I felt like, oh, I needed adjustment, and it's something that with time I started like doing. Well, because like I have very small hands, like my hands are very small. I don't think there's anybody that I've seen that their hands are a bit smaller than mine.
Please, can I see the hands?
No, like, I just think, if not for my nails, that's the problem.
Oh.
So, yeah, if not for my nails, I think that I had natural nails that are, like, very long. My natural nails are as long as, the artificial. If not for that, my hands are, like, very small. But nobody really noticed because I had very long nails. Do you get what I'm saying? But with time, as I started, like, growing and all of that, I started fixing very long nails. So nobody really know that, oh, my nails are actually my hands are actually very small.
True.
Same goes to my eyes as well. I don't know if I've made mention of the fact that, one of the reasons why you see me on lashes almost every time, because my eyes are very small. Most of the time, people get to ask, oh, are your eyes open? Maybe my eyes are open, but because of, my eyes are very small, so you won't get to know. But when I'm on lashes, you don't get to, like, see exactly. So,
very interesting
with
one.
time, and it wasn't something that people really, like, noticed. You get? It was just something that I noticed on my own, and I felt like, oh, okay, let me just put in this thing to just adjust.
So I've noticed that whether you're reserved, introverted, or extroverted, people will still shame you if they want to. So at the point, I used to feel like maybe I could have avoided it if I was more extroverted, because in secondary school I was very reserved, always in my shell. So I felt like that gave people more courage. You hear comments like, Precious, breeze blow you like this now. So all those kind of things really affected how I was. And I'm sure at that age, if I had saved money and somebody wanted to sell me protein shake, I'm sure I would have bought it.
Of course.
Because I wanted to live up to a particular standard. Let's answer the question. Is that really out of place? Is it out of place for somebody to want to improve themselves, to be the best version of themselves? Now, before you answer the question, I have to give you more context to it. We're in a world where packaging is what reigns. People will tell you that you want to, not even BBL, like packaging generally, from self-care to hair to nails to lashes. Why are you very concerned with fixing your lashes and your nails every time? Because that's how you're supposed to appear to a certain demography or to whatever you are painting on social media. Don't give me that. That's what I think.
No, it's quite dicey.
It's quite dicey.
Yeah,
right?
and just go on.
Yeah, so we're in the world of packaging and beauty, and we want to live up to a particular standard. Everybody wants to step out and feel their most confident self. I was even telling someone yesterday that if you want to be your most confident self, it starts with how you actually appear. Yeah. So all those things are coming to mind. And then there's the trend of people wanting to adjust things in their body. Objectively answer this for me. Do you think it's all wrong?
So I'll start with this. Now, it's really the motivating factor for me, right? I give a perfect example of myself. Nobody really even knew that I had very small hands. In short, I'm always happy to now tell people that, oh, my hands are actually very small, because they will not start to wonder, like, nobody's hands, so I didn't see. But when we bring our hands together, you know that my hands are actually very, very small. Like in my house, even my junior sister's hands are way bigger than mine, right? But I was able to, you know, just... Number one, nobody was insulting me about it. Nobody really knew about it. But one way I was able to be more confident in myself is having to, you know, fix long nails and just go away with it. So there's now more on, oh, your nails are beautiful. Baby, you don't know what I'm covering. Okay. And that's why I talk about the motivating factor. For me, the reason why I had all of these things on was for me to be more confident in myself. For me to go anywhere and, you know, take the shine. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, when most of the people that you see do their body, most of the people that you see do their nose and all of those things, again, it's literally from the place of, oh, how will the world look at me? People have been insulting my nose. So really, it's about, you know, what is motivating you to do whatever you do. Again, I'm not going to say, oh, don't do this, or it's a bad thing, or, you know, behind the camera, somebody will say, nah, I'm going to disown that guy. I would disown him if it's my son.
Said, go and collect your money.
You can imagine.
People are mean.
So, I mean, it's literally it's always for me, it's just the motive. What exactly is pushing you to do this thing? Is it the right thing that is pushing you? The reason why I'm literally on all of these things is for the right reason, for me to be more confident wherever I go to.
And where did you get that confidence or beauty standard from? What is making you think that you want to be beautiful to be confident?
What is making me
like
beautiful to be confident?
Yes, now, because you wanted to be confident, right? So why do you think it's all the artificials that will actually add to that
it's
beauty?
The way you call the artificials.
No, it's artificials now, my dear.
Calm it down. Don't do it like that.
Okay.
But I mean, first off, is the way you present yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself. That's what confidence is. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes, that's what confidence is.
But don't you think it's also tied to societal standards as well?
That is where the motivating factor comes in. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I am being motivated for the right reason, okay, so I'm going to this place and I want to look good. I mean, I've been fixing nails, lashes, all of this right from when I was in secondary school, right? And I started these things. I mean, I see people do it and I liked it. And I'm like, okay, let me start using this. And then I also noticed that, oh, my hands are not always as small as, you know, it should be, and nobody will really notice. It just boosts my confidence level. So wherever I'm going to, I'm doing like this, hello. I don't have the rings on, but I'm like, okay. And everybody, okay, I like your nails is beautiful, right? So it's just something that boosts my confidence. It's the right motivating factor for me. But where I have to do all of these things because I want to please Nkechi or I want to please this person, that's where it becomes all wrong. Because again, you start doing things that, I mean, that's where you now hear that anybody doing surgery, whatever, will continue doing that because they feel that, oh, it's not enough. And it's because it's the wrong motivating factor that is pushing them. I mean, you feel today you do your nose and you look at it and say, it be like say this mouth, you got to put on small. Nkechi go talk small. Go look and say, I find pass this girl. Okay. You want to go and do your mouth. You come back and again and say, no, Nicodemus go talk say this ear big pass the other one. You're going back. It's because it's the wrong motivating factor. You're trying to meet a particular standard. That's not confidence. Yes, that's you having a low self-esteem. But when you have the right motivating factor, oh, I want to be confident. Oh, I feel like having my nails on will make me look more better than the way I'm looking. I mean, I feel like that's it for me. That's what confidence is. That's what having the right self-esteem. That's body positivity. That's you loving your body.
Okay, can I interject now?
Tell me, love.
You know what I believe? I believe that all this English you have spoken about motivation is about how confident I want to look. They are not mutually exclusive from societal standards. The truth is that the way you look right now and how you want to even look like this weekend, your self-care, is actually based on what society has painted as a beauty to you. Are you following what I'm saying? Okay. Society has painted what beauty should actually look like. Look at how it has evolved. I mean, growing up, I'm sure tribal marks, not growing up, or not in my time, sorry. Sorry, take that back.
There was a time.
Yes, there was a time where tribal marks were indication of what? Beauty.
Yes.
There was a time I was even looking through social media and I saw different beauty standards across different seasons.
Yes.
Some African tribes used to put this round stuff in their mouth, some really weird standards, and people call that beauty. some will have very extravagant hairstyles, and people call that beauty, right? So that means societal standards already gives us what beauty looks like. Now, look at, I'll tell you one another personal story to me, because I want us to be very objective and not act like confidence is something that you just, it's like a pill, you drink it. Confidence is really, it needs to really be like, right? Yeah. So, I used to have locks before, like you don't know that time. This girl, I used to have micro locks on before, and I enjoyed it. I liked it because of the versatility and the comfort that it brought. I felt like, I wouldn't have to go to the salon regularly because of my hair texture as well. I wanted just something very easy to deal with. But I started getting comments, with this your profession, you're always on TV. You need this fresh look all the time. This fresh look, so frontal, your HD, your closure, your weaves and all. That made me now change that particular hairstyle to now have something free so that I can explore more. So you see how society has given me what beauty should look like. It gets defined daily. And because I'm even trying to put my confidence to be on this level, I will constantly steal myself trying to go with beauty standards. Right? Okay. Now look at this particular influencer. Now, we don't know we can't really know the intrinsic motivation to these things, except what he comes out to tell us. But it's been assumed that he has been, feeling, what's the word now, very inferior about how his nose has looked like for too long, and eventually God has blessed him to have the money to correct it. So maybe it's even before the fame that he started feeling that way. So I want to ask, do you think confidence and societal standards are mutually exclusive? Look at, take for example, do you think I could have been confident with my micro locks and just push aside every other comment people were saying about, no, TV appearances need this fresh look all the time? So there's societal standards that are glaring. People want you to wear this particular colorful clothes. You might want to look at people that are tomboys today. Some people are very comfortable with their jean and their baggy, but they can enter a profession that will tell them, no, you have to be wearing gowns, you have to be wearing this. So you see that will not affect how they want to present themselves.
Okay. So I get your point, and this is how, first of all, the profession, whatever, is quite different from societal standards, right? Because, I mean, you cannot actually say you want to be a lawyer and you are entering the courts with a certain kind of look. I mean, it does not make any sense. So that's for profession. Now, coming to societal standards.
That's for uniformed profession. That one is different.
But I mean, you should look a certain way professionally now. I really don't want to touch more on that, but they are just there's a certain way you should actually look, given that you are, of certain profession. You cannot be a medical doctor, or let's use a perfect example, nurse
and
now.
always have colored hair.
I mean,
so you're not a doctor.
I'm going to look at you and say, does this one know what it's doing?
Someone will kill me.
So, I mean, that's that, right? Now, coming to societal standards and all of that, yes, of course it has evolved. But given that, there is technology, there's just a lot of things that's happening. There's exposure, and, just a lot of things, like I said, that's happening, right? You look at outside the country. I mean, how did this whole frontal and everything came about? Yeah. You look at, the people in the white, and you'll be wondering, is this their hair? Is this not their hair? Is this wig? Is it not wig? And, when it came to Nigeria, everybody wanted to explore. Almost every girl wanted to have, a frontal wig so that they can put all the baby's edge and everything edging, and just like that, right? So I feel like societal standard is there, will always be there, but again, it takes us back to what exactly is shaping you in order, right?
Let me interject you there. I'm so sorry that I have to cut your flow of thoughts. Please hold that thought, okay? We'll take this short break, and when we return, we'd also like to hear your own thoughts about the societal standards and confidence. Are they mutually exclusive? Let's go on the short break. We'll be right back.
Looking to take your business to the next level through partnerships? Then join us every Thursday at 10 a.m. for Partner Up.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, marketing, sales, or partnership professional, Partner Up is here to give you the tools you need to succeed.
From in-depth interviews with industry experts
to real-world case studies of successful partnership strategies that drive innovation and business growth.
we dive deep into what it takes to form successful partnerships.
Thursdays, 10 a.m.
Don't miss Partner Up.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we will analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back. This story has really caused a lot of heated argument with God's Beauty and I. I've almost lost my voice, but I'm back right here. And we've been discussing love and body positivity. And before we went on this short break, we're trying to answer the question of societal standard of beauty and confidence. Are they actually mutually exclusive? And God's Beauty was holding our thoughts on that. So let's get back to her.
I've been holding my thoughts, guys.
Oh yeah, now spin it. Spin
Okay,
it.
so continuation to from where I stopped. I feel like the beauty standards, societal standards have always been there, right? Yes, that's the truth. You made mention of the fact that before now, it used to be tribal marks and all of that. I remember, like, when you see an Igbo man, you see one here. That's how you know how this person is an Igbo person, the Hausas, the Yorubas, and all of that. So, I mean, it has evolved, right? But again, it's just, for me, it's more of the motivating factor, right? In as much as we have the beauty, the beauty standard, oh, now everybody's on nails, now everybody has, the frontal on and all of that. But why exactly do you want to fix your mouth? Why exactly do you want to, work on your dentition and all of that?
I want to meet beauty standards.
Then it is wrong.
Why is it wrong? Because the beauty standards is part of what I am doing here in this space. I want to meet up to that standard. I want to avoid criticism. That is what I'm trying to do.
Then you continue to do it and continue to do it without ending.
Because
that's where the
actually
problem
all
is.
in a loop.
No.
It's continuous. Please, we'd like to let our viewers know that you can join us in our conversation. If you cannot reach us via call, you can send a message to our YouTube or any of our platforms and we'll surely respond to them. Back to you, God's Beauty. I'm so sorry it cut you short. But the truth is that, look at now, I naturally would have really loved not to fix my nails. Are you aware of that? I don't like that fixing nails thing. I feel like my hand is restricted and all. But there are certain gigs I want to go for. I remember one time I was doing a video and somebody commented and said, you should have fixed your nails because I'm someone who is very expressive with how I talk. So I'm doing like this, like this. Yeah, you should have fixed your nails so that something colorful will be in the eyes of your audience. And me, I'm more confident like this without fixing my nails. But there's a standard where you have to meet up to. So I feel like it's a loop that we keep going round and round. Yes, I know you've mentioned motivating factor. And if it's all about just improving yourself, self-care, you want to be the best version of yourself, fine. But if it's about the criticisms or trying to meet up with a particular standard, that's when it's wrong. But based on what I think, everything just, they're intertwined, right? Yeah. So let's answer the next question. How do you think, social media and celebrities help in defining this beauty standard? Because this particular person that gave us the context for this story is a known influencer. The fact that he even came out to do a vlog about it, I don't know if it's for cloud or if it's because sometimes I wonder why.
No, of course it's more money now.
He has
told, I think he has told this is like a clickbait, and he has told everybody to go on his YouTube channel.
To watch it. So the more you start getting views on your YouTube, so that means even things that you think can get you criticism is a way for clout and all of that. So how do you think social media and celebrities are changing beauty standards for us? Not just the rhino, what's it called again? That English is very big, but that nose thing that it did. Not just that, but we see BBL today. People are changing.
Hair transplant.
Hair transplant?
Yes, now, Ike Ogbonna did that.
That one is good though, because if your hair starts from here, my sister.
Now you make mention of hair transplant.
Starts from here.
No. I'm not sure. He was bald though. He didn't have any hair. Oh yes.
Well, you know, some of them
And
can be excused, actually.
you
Some
can
be
imagine. So what are we talking
let
about
me
on
tell
this
you,
table,
I'm
you
biased,
guys?
and I like to be biased.
Get off on
I'm
this
not trying
place.
to fall. If your hair starts from here, you don't get, please fix some.
You can imagine.
Just kidding, though, but not kidding
Exactly.
too.
But I mean, you're not serious, Valentine. But that's what it is exactly, right? I mean, do you know? I loved Ike Ogbonna the way he is. I feel like he's very handsome. There's so
When
many.
he was bald?
Yes. There's so many
I can't really
people.
recall that.
Are you being serious?
No.
Then when did you know him then?
I've known him for a while, but I didn't pay attention to that. I was more interested in his vocals and his oratory.
Whoever know him, I mean, everybody knew him for his head, and it was so beautiful. There's so many men that actually bar in the Nollywood industry. That I mean, is it Banky W?
He focused on his beard, remember?
Jesus Christ of Nazareth!
No, imagine if there were no beards there. It would be like a light bulb. It would be like a light bulb. Oh, we have a caller. Good morning, Aisha. Good morning, Aisha. Are you still with us?
Hello.
Good morning, Aisha. Welcome to the show.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Hello.
I can hear you clearly, Aisha. Oh, I think we lost that. You can try reaching us through messaging on our YouTube or any other platform. So back to what we were saying. So it varies, right? So go ahead. You were going to say something about celebrity standards and how they've painted beauty standards.
So, I mean, honestly speaking about Ike Ogbonna and the likes, right? Even when he came out, because I think he was interviewed and all that, that's why I started talking about it. He was just coming from the angle of, oh, this year, like the difficulties and all of those things. So we really don't know if he actually did that with the right motivating factor, oh, I want to be confident. I mean, we see him now, he has a bit of like a low cut, even though like his hair is not growing, like he said, but there's just as if there's hair there and all. But I mean, personally now, I would say, oh, I liked him the way he was, like without the whole hair, whatever. But to him, he likes it the way, you know, the way it is in his hair. So coming back to celebrities and the likes, there are so many celebrities that have done all of these things. Even my baby girl, what's her name, Chinonso, she's also part of those people. I think she did her nose. Even I think Ashmusi also did her nose or something.
The
one of
hospital he went to, I think I was watching the video, he mentioned that person had a track record of 1,000 plus successful nose surgery and all of that. So now let's go back to what was really trending on social media. A lot of people were coming after him. And this now tries to answer the question of bullying and unnecessary criticism on social media. Like I've always said before, celebrities should be in another group chat when it comes to bullying and criticism. Do you know why? Because when you put yourself in the limelight and spotlight, it's really hard and difficult to avoid such many times. It's a sad reality, but that's what is obtainable now. So how do you think people should start addressing, you know, individuals that want to actually improve on themselves? Should it become our business, or should we learn to be quiet from it? I know, apart from BBL and nose surgery, there's a very bad attitude and character that some people have. All right, Aisha is back here with us. Good morning, Aisha. Are you still with us?
Well, for me,
Good morning, Aisha. I can hear you clearly. Are you still with us?
yes, I am. Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling.
I think most people should go with everybody.
Please, can you speak clearer? I can't hear you now.
The thing is late, but I think it's late.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. People think to go with you go with further standard. What would you go to? They say like, you don't look at what they are looking for, what people else they are doing. Someone like me is doing now. And so for that thing, God, that we still work from the box. But from other people, they won't follow up with it. I just have to change it, and they're not okay. Over a time when I was before the I wanted to do what I'm doing. I was supposed to run. I had a little weight that day. So when I wanted to run,
Hello, Aisha. I would really prefer if you can send us a message on our YouTube. I'm struggling to hear what you're saying, and I really want to know what you have to say about this. So please, can you head to our YouTube channel and drop a message there? All right. So back to what we're saying before, I really hope that Aisha can come back and let us in on that. So I was saying that, I don't want to use Nigerians now because it happens worldwide. So I'll use people generally. They have a bad character to always want to comment on how people look like. I told you one of the reasons why I even felt my dentition needed help, because my auntie would say, Precious, this your teeth is looking like this. I'm like, why should you have said that to me when I was this young? How do you think? Of course, I've said it very playfully, right? They would have said it just passing, but it sent a message. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? People comment on weight loss. Why have you've added so much? You are getting slimmer. You're getting darker. I think it's out of your place to always want to comment about how people look. Because back to that motivating factor, people want to keep changing how they look based on your comments. Let us not overrate people's confidence. And that's what people do not understand. Yes, we are preaching self-esteem, confidence and all. But even the most confident people still sometimes suffer some of these things. Right? It takes a lot of things to build. It takes a lot of effort to build your confidence. It's not a pill that you swallow and that's the end. I'm overly confident at the end of my life. No. Some people are graduating, getting better with their confidence, and your words can bring them down to zero. So based on what's happening to Aloma Isaac Jr. now on social media, a lot of people are giving back. But I'm sure he doesn't care because, okay, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for calling us.
Yeah, welcome.
So please go ahead.
Yeah, Razak is my name.
Okay.
I've been listening to your program.
Oh, thank you for listening.
So you talk about societal standard in this love and body positivity. My own opinion is this, which is not binding anyway. I see this new fashion trend in our country now as an imported standard, not in our society standard. It's an imported thing. Because I can't remember my parents fixing nail or doing eyelashes and all that. But then it's good for our new generation because it provides it's another economic industry for them. If you look at the employment, some of our students and some of our ladies, what they do now is this business of beauty. But to say it's our society standard, I think I beg to differ. It's all about imported standard. It's an imported thing. It is imported into our society. As an African and as a Nigerian, I can't remember my dad or my mom doing this kind of beauty. But then it's all well and good. So for a lady to fix nails or to do this, because before you can be a beautiful lady, no, I don't buy that. I think everybody is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your insightful contribution. We're so glad that you could call us and give us your 2 cents on this matter, and it's really incredible. All right, God's beauty, this is where we wrap up the show. Tomorrow, don't worry, behind the scene, we'll fight again on what is beauty standards or not. All right, join us tomorrow for another exciting, interesting episode on Ways Breakfast. Ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Official Upgrade TV. Interact with us further, and we'll be here. Have a blessed day.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?